Two teams that know the flair of the dramatic, and certainly so. The NISA Independent Cup in the Pacific region has been spectacular. Just ask Miguel Najar, scoring in the 94th minute 2 weekends ago from a David Chavez cross deep into stoppage time. The crowd went crazy here in Redwood City as they await the potential of being in NISA next year. Space United knows a thing or two about drama, with 2 goals of their own in stoppage time to send Renton Stadium into a very excited mood as well. The 2 clubs are poised to join NISA in the spring. The tails are up for the final match of the Pacific region in the NISA Independent Cup. It is Bay Cities FC hosting Space United, and it's live. And it's next, right here on the Bay Area Online Sports Network. Good afternoon from Redwood City. Charles Wolin here with you. Very grateful to bring you this game, of course, as always. And thank you so much for tuning in. By tuning in today, you help grow and build the game in our respective communities. We'll go ahead and give you the starting 11 for the away side, Space United, coached by Mario Valderrama. They line up in a 4-4-2 formation. David Silva is the goalkeeper. Didi Avila, Daniel Herrera, Junior Chemilio, and Armando Valdez in the back line. The 2 central midfield players are Andres Reynoso and Aiden Genovese. On the right side, Michael Singy. On the left side, Owusu Fujor. And the 2 strikers, Carlos Loreto and Karsimi Kone. And now you see the starters here for Bay Cities FC. It's very much a 4-3-3 for Eddie Hernandez's side. Alan Cruz, the goalkeeper. It's Jonathan Gonsalves at right back. The center back pairing is Tomo Josinovic and David Kinnear. The left back, the hero from 2 weekends ago, Miguel Najar. Midfield 3 headed up by the captain, Jonathan Partida. Alongside him, the face of Redwood City, Miguel Guerrero. Alongside him, David Chavez. He'll step in from that right back position where he was substituted in the second half to send that cross to Najar. He'll be in the central midfield area. Josiah Ramiro on the right. On the left is Ray Dorwart, and through the middle is Victor Para. Both of these teams set to go in just a moment. Space United, they tied their last match 2-2 2 weekends ago. And there you see Karsimi Kone. He last played at Atlanta Silverbacks. And he went to junior college at the junior college, Tyler Junior College, in the area as well. And we are kicked off and we are ready to go for the final game here in the Pacific region of the National Independent Soccer Association Cup today. Spoke with Eddie Hernandez before this game. He said his team is going to press high. They worked very much on it. They'd love to give the crowd something before the end of this summer season. And with the 4th team in this section not in the Independent Cup anymore, they had to exit the Independent Cup per sources. Not sure if the result versus Cal Victory actually stands or not here for this Bay Cities team. This is Ray Dorwart, but cut out nicely by Didi Avila. Bay Cities founded just this year by Anders Perez. His father, the great Hugo Perez, who is now the coach of the El Salvadorian national team, La Selecta. They will play in World Cup qualifying in the final 8 teams in the CONCACAF region in the Octagonal, which is very exciting. And there's been a renaissance with the El Salvadorian national team under Hugo Perez's tutelage. Back to the football here. Space United wearing the white kits with black shorts, black socks. Bay Cities all in black. This is nice work, and Josiah Romero on the right side, looking for the pass inside for Jonathan Gonsalves. Here is David Chavez. And now Gonçalves. David Chavez working his way through. He last played at Oakland Roots across the other side of the bay. And he also played for Club Tijuana Cholos, Baja California as well. This is nice work. This is Nahar. Is he upended there? Referee says play on. Well, Nahar almost picked up where he left off with that goal that we showed you in the open, but a free kick coming now for Bay Cities just outside the area. Our officials today, Vince Apple, Brian Cordova Munoz, and Harris Besic. Fourth official is Alexis Aceves. Standing behind this is David Chavez and Miguel Guerrero. Guerrero looking like he would favor his left foot, and David Chavez his right foot. 3 in the wall for Space United. It is going to be David Chavez. It's dipping and just goes to the outside of David Silva's post there. Bay City's had a tough week last week in Portland. They were down 2-0 at halftime. Final score there was 5-3. But Eddie Hernandez said that the spirit in the camp remained positive, and that the rest of the players that did not travel on that trip were able to kind of cascade their positivity to the rest of the camp. Hernandez says we know we need to win today for the fans and for ourselves as well. Hernandez, definitely a serial winner. He wants to win. He wants to get a big W under his belt. 3 points. And potentially with Cal victory leaving this NISA Independent Cup, the question is does the tie count with points? It's just 3 teams now in this section. Here's Gonçalves, does well down the right, wins it back. And now Michael Singy into the pathway of Carlos Loreto, who's looking to thread in Karsimi Kone. And Singy bodied off the ball. Partida into the space looking for Victor Parra. And a good go of it 2 weeks ago, Victor Parra, but wasn't able to score. But his hold-up play in that number 9 center forward position, he's very much relied on there. As you can see, Space United defending against this Bay City side. It is Josiah Ramiro looking to switch the field into the feet of Tomo Josinovic, excuse me. Stolen there. This is Karsimi Kone, still Karsimi Kone, head down. Karsimi Kone was off to the races there. Alan Cruz wanting to get on with it quickly for Bay Cities. Bay Cities has signed a letter of agreement to enter NISA next year, scheduled for 2022. And this is their current summer tour. And this is their talisman. And off to David Chavez, talisman Guerrero, who's very much the face of this team. Anytime Eddie Hernandez, the coach, talks about Miguel Guerrero, he always has to preface, he is the face of this team. This is David Chavez. Nice work here. David Chavez on his left. Shot closed down. Here is Kone wearing the captain's armband. Really well by the Liberian. Settled by Carlos Loreto. Space United, they started in 2014. They have 2 teams, a team in Seattle and a team in Los Angeles. Started by Camilo Tobasia from Colombia. He actually played for Millonarios in Bogota as a youth. And now his brother runs the team in LA, Sebastian, and he runs the team in Seattle. They actually drove down this Space United side. They started driving earlier this morning at 4 o'clock in the morning. Space United, founded by space engineers, mainly that work at SpaceX and Blue Origin. And they're using the powerful message of football for science to get through to minority communities and provide resources in technology and STEM. It's good to see Karsimi Kone back up on his feet. And with Space United, they kind of are united in a universal force, finding football through the global reach of space exploration. And they utilize the two forces to kind of inspire and uplift community, Space United. Kone back up on his feet. Doesn't seem to have too much trouble there, so it's good to see that early in this game. Not too bothered. Long stoppage of play, though, to begin, as Partida will just knock this back for Space United. And they'll be able to regain play. This is Aiden Genovese. Collected by Carlos Loreto. Kind of plays in that number 10 position just below Karsimi Kone. And this Space United team plays in the Starfire League in Seattle. Nice turn here. This is good stuff by Daniel Herrera. Loreto, stolen back by Bay Cities. Michael Singy had a touch and then into the feet of Loreto, who seems to get a touch every second or two for this Space United team. Michael Singy off of his shoulder and away by Partida. Now, interesting story about Jonathan Partida. He was booked early 2 weeks ago, and Eddie Hernandez had to take him off in the second half. They had a bit of a chat, because Jonathan Partida is actually one of the older players on this roster and most experienced players. And so the coach and the captain having a chat, making sure that he stays and is able to play the full 90 minutes. But of course, at that point, Bay Cities was chasing the match. They were able to equalize through the feet of Nahar. Partida, of course, who played at San Jose State. His last club, LA Force, really enjoying his time as a professional. He says growing up in the Bay Area has influenced the person he is today. This is Kinnear. And now Nahar. Bay City's asking for a foul, but retained through the feet of Partida, chested down by Para. And that's Junior Chamilio, able to collect into the feet of Kone, but tackled back by Partida. Doesn't get more Bay Area than Jonathan Partida. Again, born in Hayward, raised in Newark. His first club, the Newark Eagles. Talks about that and his influence playing in Newark. Played at the San Jose Earthquakes Academy at the U16 and U18 level. Of course, then to San Jose State and then LA Force. Enjoying his time as a professional, very much the captain and leader of this team. And most things going through his feet as they build out of the back. And Eddie Hernandez wants to win this game, as I said earlier. He really wants to win. I spoke with him earlier today. He said the back line's going to look like you've got two back there sometimes. I want to be able to press so high. We worked on the press in the week. Genovese. And foul by Nahar there on that left side. Partida to the feet of Ray Dorwart. Also a Bay Area lad through and through, Ray Dorwart. Played at the Burlingame Dragons for many years in the PDL, also known as USL League 2. Now Josiah Ramiro won the ball back just for a second. Was there an opening? Miguel Guerrero into the feet of David Chavez. And now Michael Singy, who scored one of those special stoppage time goals for Space United 2 weekends ago. If you have social media or you have a Twitter account or Instagram account, take a look at those goals that Space United scored, in addition, of course, to the one that Bay City scored in stoppage time. Pure drama, and you have to love it. Both teams chasing the game. Again, down 2-0 Space United at that time, and scored in the 91st and 94th. 2 free kicks, 2 goals off of the free kicks, 1 off of a header, 1 that was flicked into the pathway of Singy, and the same thing here for Bay City's, almost mirror images of each other. As drama kind of meets drama, but who knows, maybe it's a melodrama today. And a foul right on the far side near the 4th official. And if you're tuning into our broadcast, we do need to take a quick pause just for a second here. We will be right back in just a second. I do apologize. We'll be right back in just a second. Here is Chavez. Josinovic. And now Chavez. On his right foot, is he upended? No, says the referee. Play on. And through the feet of Daniel Herrera, who is then tripped up. Well, Space United, they collaborate with Club for the Future, which is actually part of Blue Origin. As the ball's floated in there. And of course, Blue Origin making the news this week with their first civilian flight to space. And I did have to ask Camilo Tabasia about that, and he said that it's all part of an effort that space is accessible to the greater community as a proof of concept, and that's what it's about. And he went on to talk about Wally Funk, who never got a chance to go into space, and that is actually a brilliant story of the Wally Funk exploration into space this last week. They also send postcards to space as well, this club, as part of their community efforts with Club for the Future. They reach out to schools to imagine sports actually in space, playing on Mars, playing on the moon, playing within a spaceship. Bay Cities is not without their own community initiatives today. There is a food drive and a toiletries drive for Ronald McDonald House today, and there is a big bin at the front of Sequoia High School. So both clubs doing their part to really get into the community. Space United, I'm told, has brought some of those postcards with them to give to Bay Cities after the match so that Bay Cities can participate in the program. Here's Singy, and Singy dispossessed. Nothing really in this so far, no clear-cut chances. It's been pretty tight between these two sides as they're figuring each other out for the first time. It's Guerrero's ball over the top, looking for Romero, caught by David Silva. This is Armando Valdez, and he's tripped up. Referee says play on. There was Andres Reynoso with that tackle right there. Para, and now David Chavez. Nahar, Chavez again. Para looking for the return ball. Nice 1-2, and Andres Reynoso working really well in central midfield for Space United, being able to make those tackles for the away side. Here is Reynoso. Victor Para. Josinovic clears, so too there is Nahar. Nahar looking for Para, and cleared away by Junior Chamilio. Again, Chamilio was one of those goal scorers 2 weekends ago in that thrilling comeback match against PDX FC. PDX FC, they've got a win and a draw. Well, they sit top of the group with 4 points. Here's Victor Para. And he's taken to ground, and the referee is just on the edge of the area here. And I believe the yellow card might be coming out. And as you can tell, on this field, Terramere Field, you can see the football lines, of course, on the field. So, but the yellow lines are the soccer lines, or also known as football lines, of course. And so, just outside the edge of the 18, it's going to be Guerrero, 3 in the wall here for Space United. It is Miguel Guerrero, and it's over the bar. Well, probably one of the best chances thus far of this first half. Again, somewhat been kind of tepid through the first half of the half, if you're following along here with us on the Bay Area Online Sports Network. Again, the first meeting between these two teams both intend to be in NISA next year, the National Independent Soccer Association, which is basically the third division here in the U.S. soccer pyramid. previously in the Bay Area, Oakland Roots was playing in NISA until they moved to the USL Championship. At Bay Cities, they've had a summer tour. They've played against other opposition in the area. Jazza, Redwood City, they had a 2-0 victory over them in June. They played Cal Victory twice, 1-1 draws both of those. Cal Victory, of course, from Northern California, Rohnert Park, Santa Rosa area. Guerrero, and is he taken to ground? Referee does blow his whistle there, so another free kick coming for Bay Cities. And this left side very productive for this Bay Cities team. A few free kicks already conceded by Space United here. Miguel Guerrero's ball, Josinovic, and it's just over his head. I think he probably would have liked to have a little bit more on that one. And of course, I hope you can hear the drumming in the background here. Lovely atmosphere at Sequoia High School. The energy, the passion, and the love is here. And you can certainly feel it. Free kick coming now to Bay Cities. Josiah Romero, or rather it's going Space United's way, excuse me. That ball hung up in the air from Armando Valdez. Chavez keeps possession for his side, wants the free kick. And suddenly this game has kind of gotten into a lot of stops and starts. Bay City's winning quite a few free kicks already. But just kind of a lull in this opening bit. Eddie Hernandez talking about that 94th minute goal. There's Guerrero, stolen though by Carlos Lorenzo. Now Didi Avila. On the right, stolen by Dorwart. Again, Dorwart, very much Bay Area character. Again, played that Burlingame Dragons team. San Francisco Glens as well, up in San Francisco. So enjoying his time now playing with this NISA team. Tricky player on the wing, Ray Dorwart. Very fun to watch too. Here he is. Does create a lot, but prefers that right foot, but they play him on the left. Dorwart stops and turns again. Here's Victor Parra. Victor Parra has a go, and it was right into the pathway of David Silva. Again, Coach Eddie Hernandez said about that 90th minute goal. He says that shows what we are. It shows that we don't give up into the 90th minute. He actually had a chat with the goal scorer, Miguel Najar, before the game, and he said, "Show me something." And after the game, Miguel Najar gave him a hug and said, "You wanted me to show you. I showed you." So he was a player that was fighting for his starting spot and has now clearly earned it. This is Victor Parra. Great hold-up play into the feet of Partida, dispossessed by Space United, top of the area. David Chavez, who's really all over the place today in midfield. Right wing back, right back, attacking mid, defensive mid. Really does a lot for his team. Gonçalves. Guerrero. Excuse me, Josiah Romero. Apologize. Partida. And now Romero. Taken into the pathway by Kinnear. Throwing for Space United. Carlos Lorenzo. Nice take here by Michael Singy. I'm sure he'd love to have another goal in the Independent Cup. Singy. Back to goal is Kone. Back into the pathway of Singy on the left side. Romero gets his foot in there and wins the tackle. Kept in by Genovese. His shot on his right foot. Didn't line that up accordingly, as he saw the pressure coming into his area there. Aiden Genovese. But the high press there from Space United once they got into Bay City's half. Asking for the foul is Parra. He's not going to get one. This is Lorenzo. Reynoso, overlapping run here. Lorenzo trying to weave his way through. Asking maybe if that one came off of a hand, not gonna get it. Here is Herrera. Good stuff by Daniel Herrera, lots of space still for Herrera. Daniel Herrera, top of the area, is he taken down? And the referee does give the penalty. Gives a yellow card to Tomo Josinovic for that. We'll have to take a look at that sequence once again. It was all started and manufactured and produced and put on a shelf by Daniel Herrera. He just had acres of space to run. He won the tackle up high. He just kept his run. And Josinovic is booked.
Card issued to Big Cities SC, number 26,
and Genovese to take this one for Space United. Big moment for them in this game. Genovese, and he opens the scoring. Aiden Genovese pumping his fists, pumping the air, saying, come on. And the visitors have the lead, the away side. And again, Daniel Herrera kind of created that. He won the penalty, and Aiden Genovese slotted it home for the away team. Right on the 30th minute mark. 15 minutes to play here in this first half. Bay Cities 0, Space United 1. Well, Eddie Hernandez told me earlier that they've only been a very good second half team. If we play the way that we do in the second half, the second halves of matches, we'd be okay, as most of the goal scoring for this Bay Cities team has taken place in the second halves of majority of their games on this summer tour. You go back to 2 weekends ago, again, the 94th minute equalizer. They scored 3 goals in the second half. Last weekend, up in Portland, they equalized in another game right at the beginning of the half against Cal Victory, which was the game that was not played within the NISA Independent Cup. And Down on the ground there is Daniel Herrera getting a stretch in. Seems to be okay, but he was the lad that won the penalty just moments ago. To monitor that. This is Loreto, stolen away by Chavez, and now Guerrero. Here is Josinovic. His coach saying he's a young player, but a young pro as well. He really reads the game well. And Ray Dorwart was in there for a moment. No call from the referee. And on Josinovic, Eddie Hernandez has to say that he acts like he's been in the game for far longer than he's been on this earth. Lots of players with skill, but not a lot of players with the attitude that he has on his center back, Tomo Josinovic. This Bay City's team, they're gonna have to fight and play from behind again. A Space United penalty by Aiden Genovese. Josinovic, and now Chavez. Miguel Guerrero has the run of Ray Dorwart in front of him. Guerrero over to his left, and now it's Nahar. His ball popped up into the air, dealt with by Space United's back line. Nahar had a touch, but it almost fell right in front of him. His first touch kind of let him down as Partida is fouled there by Karsimi Kone. And the referee does have to stop play. Well, the captain, as Karsimi Kone was trying to backtrack to make that tackle on Partida.
Yellow card issued to Space United FC's number 9.
And so Kone booked now. Three in the wall for Space United. It's Guerrero's ball. It's Kinnear! David Kinnear for Bay Cities. Unmarked. Terrific goal. Neat finish. Easy pickings for the center back. Space Cities won. Space United won. Well, that'll cheer him up. And Josinovic as well, the center back pairing. And their reaction after they conceded the penalty was that it was a bit harsh. And so Kinnear makes up for that one, and Bay Cities is able to convert off of a free kick. They won many free kicks on that left side. The Space United conceded quite a few. And it is Kinnear. Is there more, though? This is Ray Dorwart, not stopping it more, but I believe just tripped over the ball there. This is Loreto. Hard to get him off the ball, but finally David Chavez does. And now Miguel Guerrero, whose task was to be a little bit more selfish from his coach, Eddie Hernandez, looking to find the pathway and the run of Ray Dorwart. As you hear the lovely sounds of the Caltrain in the background. The Caltrain, of course, synonymous with the Bay Area, San Francisco to San Jose, and the peninsula in between here in San Mateo County. This is Para. And now Michael Singy. Referee says play on. Singy wanted the foul there, right in front of the Bay City's bench. David Chavez. Victor Parra. Now free kick going the way of Space United. Ball over the top. And away by Jonathan Gonsalves, who's enjoying his time at that right back position in this Bay Cities team. David Chavez. Again, always seems like he is on the ball in this midfield three with Partida and Guerrero. Certainly a really good fit for both Guerrero and Partida. Fans didn't get a chance to see him in midfield 2 weekends ago as Kinnear just clears it away. It'll be a Space United corner. So Space United corner going to be taken by Aiden Genovese. Scored the opening goal of this game on the 30th minute mark. Genovese raises both hands here. His ball at the near post. And is it? Oh. It's almost flicked in from the back of the boot there of Owusu Fujor. Ray Dorwart, and he is offside there. Otherwise, he was through and ready to go score that one. He did anyway, and the yellow card comes out for Ray Dorwart. So he goes to the book for playing on.
Yellow card has been
A little bit surprising there, but the referee doesn't want to take any chances here, Vince Apple. But a little bit of a harsh yellow card. But I guess because of the stoppage of play and bringing it back, does make sense. Great crowd out here today at Sequoia High School. Just around 5 minutes to go to the break and stoppage time. I'm sure there'll be a little bit of that for the penalty and injury sub to Karsimi Kone, excuse me, not sub, but just injury. Dorwart. And a free kick coming to Space United. As we're just coming up on halftime now.
Substitution for Space United. Coming in, number 13, Kobe Jacobs, replacing 16, Dennis Villa.
Well, a substitution here for Space United. Kobe Jacobs in the game. It's away there by Guerrero, Parra, and now Ray Dorwart. Suddenly he sees a bit of space. Josiah Romero has Dorwart, and the ball is just behind him. But the angle was right, and Partida chases it down. That'll be a Bay Cities throw-in deep in the Space United half. Chance was on there on the counter-attack. David Chavez. It's away there by Daniel Herrera. Guerrero asking for the free kick, not going to get it. Nahar goes to ground, and the free kick given. Well, they scored off their last free kick. Brilliant, brilliant stuff there from the center back, Kinnear. And what can Guerrero and David Chavez potentially produce here? We certainly got to look for the head of David Kinnear again. Three in the wall for Space United. It's a little ball, it's chipped in, it's Nahar again! And Nahar pumps his fists in disgust at himself. That first touch kind of came off of his thigh, and the second touch, he wasn't able to get it because it was just outside of his grasp there. As we take a look at it once more, excellent service, headed on by Josiah Romero into the pathway there of the left back, Miguel Nahar. And if he had scored that one, I will say, while he is kind of folkloric in that goal 2 weeks ago, probably is a historic goal for this club, Bay Cities, that would just put him up as probably one of the most important players in Bay City's history for something like that just before halftime. And again, bringing back to that conversation that Eddie Hernandez had with him, he's just so much enjoying his football, Miguel Nahar. And it's really nice to see the left back kind of blossom here in the NISA Independent Cup. Chance on for Josiah Romero and Bay Cities. Hasn't touched the ball in a little bit. Romero into the area, and David Chavez. And on the half volley, half turn. That one goes over the bar. As Daniel Herrera was defending, pressing him a little bit. Once more, this is Romero. Romero, a couple of step overs. Brilliant by Josiah Romero. And it comes off of the chest there. Daniel Herrera has been sturdy in that back line. And now the substitute. It's Kobe Jacobs. Jacobs, his ball for Singy. Singy can't get there because Alan Cruz is there. Alan Cruz was actually injured last week. And I'm told he's only around 80-90% by Coach Eddie Hernandez. But he is good to go and fit to play today. Victor Parra on the turn, fending defenders off there. This is Reynoso. And now Genovese. Free kick coming now. Not sure what the stoppage time looks like for the end of this half, but the board's going to make its way up into our viewing in just a second.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've been told there will be 2 minutes of added time.
2 minutes of stoppage time added. We've played a minute already. Dorwart closes down Chimilio. Crossed on in there by Josiah Romero. Now, Victor Parra. Will he get it back onto his right foot? I don't think that Junior Chimilio would let him. Excuse me, that was Didi Avila. Corner now, probably the last chance for Bay Cities. It's taken short. It is David Chavez on his right foot. And that is the halftime whistle. It is honors even. Space United winning a penalty. It was Daniel Herrera weaving his way through to win said penalty, converted by Aiden Genovese. And on the flip side, Bay Cities answered them with a free kick of their own, headed in by David Kinnear, the local product. So it is Bay Cities 1, Space United 1. We'll be right back after these messages.
Space United FC 1.
One of our successes has always been able to find the B personalities, and the B personality just stands for Butler, which means fitting into our organization. We could have been a much bigger company if we had chosen to be, but it's been the philosophy of both myself, Bill, and the leadership team to stay at a size that we really know all of our team members and their family members, because we're only as good as the team member sitting next to us.
Go to Gray's. Gray's knows green. Family owned, Gray's Paints is the Bay Area's leading provider of Benjamin Moore paint, stains, and finishes. Gray's Paint will provide you unparalleled paint expertise, environmentally friendly products, and premium customer service to help you successfully navigate your project. Gray's Paint and Benjamin Moore, available at 4 Bay Area locations: Burlingame, San Mateo, Redwood City, and Menlo Park. Go to Gray's. Gray's knows green.
This is about more than work. It's about growing a community. Every day, across the country, the highly skilled, highly trained members of the IBEW are committed to doing the job right, doing the job safe, and doing the job on time. Because while we might be experts in our field, we're also your friends and neighbors. IBEW, the power professionals in your neighborhood. They'll probably never know about his thousands of hours of on-the-job training.
Go, Daddy.
Or that he spent as much time in the classroom as someone with a master's degree. You and I know he's one of the experts when it comes to electricity, part of a team committed to doing the job right. They call him Dad. You call him the electrician right down the street. IBEW, the power professionals in your neighborhood. Our work is something to be proud of. We make the products people use, the products that make their lives simpler, the high-tech tools to help defend our country, and the innovations that will shape the future. Some say American industry can't keep up anymore. I say our work is proof that made in the USA still means something. The power professionals of the IBEW, proudly American, proudly union. Our smiles can light up a room. Our work can light up an entire city. We're the men and women of the IBEW, working with a code of excellence that guarantees the job will be done right, on time, and safely. We're lighting the path to the future. Let us show you just how bright that path is.
I've been coming to Mobius for over a year and it's changed my life. Ever since I started coming here, I've gotten in more shape. I've met great people.
If you're just new and you want to start out, you don't have to find your own way to do it. You get people that are showing you exactly what you need to do, so it gives you a perfect program.
The classes are great. There's high energy. We like to have a great time. They play great music, and we get a workout in super quick, and we can get on with our day.
The best food deserves the best salsas. I can assist you, for I am El Salsa Recommender. Carnitas Burrito, the Volcan. Steak and prawns, Oaxaca. Tacos al pastor, Molcajete. Salsa is not about the heat, it's about the flavor. My work here is done.
Who is that? I don't know.
Pancho Villa Taqueria. I recommend it.
I would rather look good than to feel good, and you know who you are.
That's right, Fernando. Looking good is important, and looking good starts with a great haircut from Sheer Design in Laurelwood Shopping Center in San Mateo. No matter your age or style, the trained barbers at Sheer Design will get you looking good. Sheer Design in Laurelwood Shopping Center in San Mateo. Ask for Joaquin and tell him you saw this ad on BAOSN.TV.
Olin back with you here at the site of Sequoia High School as Bay Cities and Space United are notched at a goal apiece, 1-1. I've got a couple of special guests here in the broadcast gantry. I've got Sam Tran, who is the captain of the Bay Cities women's side. She also played for the Stanford Cardinal National Championship sides that won in 2017 and 2019. Sam, good evening to you. Tell us a little bit more about the Bay Cities women's program and what you're trying to build, and as the captain of this team, how you guys have done so far this summer.
Hi, yeah, thanks so much for having me. Although the soccer here in the Bay Area is a necessary thing to grow it more, it's definitely still a privilege to be part of a rebuilding, or not even a rebuilding, but the whole formation of a new club here in the Bay Area. So it's really special to be part of the women's side, and it's the first year, so all these women are coming together from across the Bay Area, various schools, community colleges, 4 years, 2 years, whatever. And it's been a really great opportunity for us to get to know each other, kind of create something that's going to have a lasting impact, not only for us, Redwood City, but for all the younger girls who we coach, who come out and watch the games. So it's been really amazing so far.
And I know that NISA and the WISL are kind of potentially partnering here for 2022. What does the just potential of professional women's soccer mean in the Bay Area? I mean, there's such history of professional women's soccer here in the Bay Area with the Cyber Rays and FC Gold Pride back in the day. There isn't currently a professional women's side. I mean, obviously, we could ask lots of questions, why isn't there? But what does that really truly mean to you and to the rest of the women that you play with to have it?
It's huge. Like you said, we had things in the past. When I was young, I barely remember Pride and things like that. To have something current like this is extremely necessary and long overdue. But like I said, we're all extremely privileged and happy to be part of this group. And with the fact that we could potentially be joining a league in the coming year, makes the whole team excited, and it wants the group to continue coming and staying, and which I think will grow our team chemistry for this upcoming year. So we're looking forward to the potential league play. We're really happy with the scrimmages and exhibition matches we were able to get this season, although we understood it was hard because it's the first building season. But the fact that we can come back potentially in the summer next year, have a league, that makes all the girls even more committed who are currently on the squad now. So it's really exciting to have that to look forward to.
Well, thank you very much, Sam, and good luck to the side. And what you're building is awesome. And I'm glad to be able to chat with you today, and grateful to hear that the women's side is doing so well. And off here to Anders Perez. This is the second match in a span of 2 weeks after a very dramatic, kind of thrilling, kind of just palpable heart-racing type of match 2 weekends ago against a Bay Area rival in Cal Victory, able to get that point, and now today kind of wrapping up the summer session here with this team today. Lots of love in the stands. That's all I've got to say. I feel it. What's your kind of prognosis today with what's going on?
Yeah, I mean, you can. I think you can hear it. Obviously, there's a lot of fans out here today, and I'm happy that the community has come out for this last match. Like you mentioned 2 weeks ago, there's nothing better than a 94th minute goal, and I think that it was just a culminating event in the sense of everything we've worked towards this past summer and even before last year as we were planning on this. So we got a lot of momentum going into next year in 2022, hoping that we can get a win today in front of all these fans and reward them. But overall, just so happy that we're doing something great here in Redwood City and in the peninsula in general.
Touch a little bit on the atmosphere. We had some live dancing earlier here before the game started, and we've got some drummers just in front of us that literally drum the entire 90 minutes. I know we hear it through the broadcast, and you know some people are probably not a fan. I personally am a fan. More atmosphere is better for the drumming. But touch a little bit about those and really bringing that together and what the Bridge the Bay slogan really is in coalition with having the dancers and having these drummers out here and having probably 300 plus folks in the stands.
I think we got close to 500 actually from what I'm seeing from the ticket gate, right? And no, it's crazy because again, I mean the stadium is big, and honestly, to see get 500 for a team that's barely new, it's pretty exciting. And all credit to Ivan Martinez, who's our community engagement lead. I was just telling him earlier, you know, the football always will represent what the community is about. And as you can see from our football, right, it's a lot of passing, possession, attacking, and the community will represent itself in that sense. So obviously the live performance that you saw in the beginning before the game, the music playing right now, and just in general, I mean, that's what Redwood City is, what the Bay Area is. It's just a diverse group, and that's who we're going to be as we move into NISA next year.
Putting community first always right here at Bay Cities. You just heard the voice of Anders Perez, who is the founder of Bay Cities FC, and the voice of Sam Tran, who is the captain of the women's side here at Bay Cities FC. We'll be back with the second half on the Bay Area Online Sports Network in just a little bit. Grab your favorite drink, snack, or whatever you want. We'll be back shortly. Cheers.
One of our successes has always been able to find the B personalities, and the B personality just stands for Butler, which means fitting into our organization. We could have been a much bigger company if we had chosen to be, but it's been the philosophy of both myself, Bill, and the leadership team to stay at a size that we really know all of our team members and their family members, because we're only as good as the team member sitting next to us.
Gray's knows green. Family owned, Gray's Paints is the Bay Area's leading provider of Benjamin Moore paint, stains, and finishes. Gray's Paints will provide unparalleled paint expertise, environmentally friendly products, and premium customer service to help you successfully navigate your project. Gray's Paint in Benjamin Moore, available in 4 Bay Area locations: San Mateo, Redwood, and memory park. Go to Grays. Grays knows green.
This is about more than work. It's about growing a community. Every day, across the country, the highly skilled, highly trained members of the IBEW are committed to doing the job right, doing the job safe, and doing the job on time. Because while we might be experts in the field, we're also your friends and neighbors. IBEW, the power professionals in your neighborhood. They'll probably never know about his thousands of hours of on-the-job training, or that he spent as much time in the classroom as someone with a master's degree. You and I know he's one of the experts when it comes to electricity, part of a team committed to doing the job right. They call him Ben. You call him the electrician right down the street. IBEW, the power professionals in your neighborhood.
Two substitutions to start the second half for Space United. Number 20, Derek Avila, in replacing number 15, Michael Segui, and number 11, Anna Gill.
Welcome back to Sequoia High School, Taramir Field, named after Paul Taramir, who is a very famous graduate of Santa Clara University, just about 25 miles to the south of here, and also was somebody that went to Sequoia High School as well. And we're getting ready for the second half here. As Space United and Bay Cities go at it. 1-1 in that first half. Really quite a thrilling first half after a bit of a tepid beginning, as you could say, for the first little bit. No team really asserting themselves. And again, the 2 goals Space United has scored. The first one from a penalty, and the second one from Bay Cities was scored by David Kinnear from a header off of a free kick. All to do here in this second 45 minutes. I'm sure Eddie Hernandez and the home team want to be able to give the fans something to come back for in the fall, if they are to have a little fall season, and then of course the spring, of which they're slated to play in NISA. And just kind of a whole recap if you're just tuning in and you're wondering, what is this Independent Cup? What are we doing here? So it is 51 matches in 4 weeks with 9 regions. And this region is the Pacific region. There were originally 4 teams in this section, and now there are only 3, according to reports that Cal Victory has been. And Partita goes to ground there, and he's fouled by Owusu Forjor. And Partita down on the ground. It looks to be okay, but again, Space United, they do concede quite a few free kicks. Just kind of timing their runs a little awkwardly here or there. They're not able to get their tackles in. And it was precisely from a free kick that Bay Cities was able to score. As you can see, Forjor is late there, and he clips Partita on the left. Here is Nahar, and now Kinnear, the goal scorer. Chested down here by Josiah Romero, and it is over the bar. Free kick now, again coming for Bay Cities. Manav Gill and Derek Avila now in the match for Space United. They make 2 changes at the half-time whistle. Here is Ray Dorwart onto his left, now suddenly back onto his right. Again, you're going to get kind of that exciting, frenetic, fun play from Ray Dorwart. Always just such a fun player to watch, and pops up in little spaces and wants to produce for his team. Always wants to produce for his team. Chance on here for Gonsalves. Is he taken to ground? A little flick. Out is Gonsalves. Did it cross the line? Well, the linesman was right there. It did not. This is Nahar. Nahar wins it back. That is excellent play by the left back. Nahar, Romero. He got the timing of that headed ball right there to the goalkeeper, David Silva, but right at him as well. This is Romero. Here's Gonsalves once more. I'm not sure if he's tripped up, and I'm not sure if he falls over the ball there. Viewer, you guys can decide there. It's our camera angle. Good work there by our team. Get that far side. He still was able to get a shot off. It was trickling towards the goal, but cleared off the line by Space United. Here is Gonsalves. Avila sticks his foot out. And then Avila and Partida getting a bit of a shoving match there. And Avila is going to go into the book. The referee does not want to see any of that, says Vince Apple. Gonsalves, he's been very influential in this second half, this first 5 minutes down the right side. And Victor Parra stuck his hand out there, so free kick, but stolen by Partida, and now Ray Dorwart wants to go right, and now over to his left for David Chavez. They're lining up in the queue, Bay Cities, for a through ball. It is Guerrero, Ray Dorwart. And the goalkeeper, David Silva, did read that all the way. Had to stay on his line. Here is Owusu Forjor. His ball for Kasimi Kone. Handled by Loreto. And now Kasimi Kone. On the far side, it's Armando Valdez. And now Avila, Loreto. And that was always bouncing in front of the goalkeeper, Cruz. Josinovic, who conceded the penalty in that first half. This is Guerrero over the top here for Josiah Romero, and the referee calls it in favor of Space United. And that Josiah Romero had run into the goalkeeper and impeded him. Yellow card coming out there. I'm not sure who it was for. Believe it would be to Guerrero. Again, the winner of this game would probably take second place in this section. Again, PDXFC technically would have one game to play, but again, Cal Victory is not in the NISA Independent Cup anymore, as the home side win it back. And so, these two teams that are neck and neck in this second half, in this bit of an appetizer, if you will, for NISA for next spring. A free kick now for Space United. Again, it's been a long day for Space United. They started their day at 4 o'clock in the morning in Washington, driving down, 12.5-hour bus ride down, car ride down, minibus down. But when I had spoken to their management and Camilo Tobasia, he was bright and jubilant, and I did ask if he had had a coffee before we spoke, but he did decline to answer the question. We just kept going and talked about the intersection of space and soccer potentially in space, and that kind of thing, which is what, again, Space United is really all about, is collaborating and making space accessible to the greater community. And the intersection of that, using the powerful message of football for science and being pro-science and bringing resources to minority communities, underserved communities, technology, and STEM. Again, caught there by Alan Cruz. Easy for the home side goalkeeper. And again, Space United's founder, Tobasia, his brother runs the LA branch of Space United, and this is mainly a Seattle-based version of Space United. And again, the family grew up in Bogota. Ball over the top, looking for Para. Brought down here, it's Ray Dorwart. Now, is he tripped there, or is that just a good tackle? The referee says it was ball. And Ray Dorwart saw the opening. Here is Kone. Kone trying to find one of his teammates to lay off to. David Chavez. Space to run here for Miguel Guerrero. Into the feet of Josiah Romero. Outside the area, Josiah Romero, left foot, Josiah Romero. The shot was closed down. Did it take a deflection? No, it didn't. The referee says goal kick. I think the home side wanted one, though. Lots of fans here. You heard Anders Perez, the founder of Bay Cities, talk at halftime. They almost had about 500 plus people here at the gate today. They can't wait to get all the stands filled when they actually go into NISA potentially next spring. Again, they've signed the agreement to go into NISA for next spring, so here's to hoping that things really come through here for this wonderful club in Redwood City as they bridge the bay. Here is Ray Dorwart, right side. Seemingly more touches for Ray Dorwart in this second half than in the first. Over to his left. Guerrero. Over the top there for Gonçalves. Here is Miguel Guerrero. Wonderful work. It is Miguel Guerrero! Oh, and it just slips past the outside of the far post. Miguel Guerrero, what an opportunity. This is all individual by Miguel Guerrero right there. Eddie Hernandez, his coach, asked him to be a little bit more selfish. He actually apparently is one of the best players in training. He trains really well. He loves to meg other players. Loves little tricks and flicks, and the rest of his teammates really, really get behind him and cheer him on, support him. And Eddie Hernandez wants him to be able to reproduce that from training into these matches. He said, gotta be a little bit more selfish. Headed away by Bay Cities. Another substitution coming here for Space United. It's a substitution in the back line here. And it's, I believe, Arana Barca. Also a substitution for Bay Cities as well, and Carlos Zavala in the game. I do apologize, the substitution is Diego Garcia in the back line now. It's Carlos Zavala in the match for Bay Cities. Had a bit of a injury that lasted a while, and that's why he's not in the 11, but he's a very special player as well. Eddie Hernandez really likes the way that he plays in that midfield three. It's the final match for both of these two teams in the NISA Independent Cup. Again, Cal Victory had to leave and exit the Independent Cup. Bay City's already played them. Again, is the question, would the point against Cal Victory count or not? If not, a win today would put them in that second spot in the group. This is Nahar. He rises. The goalkeeper comes off his line. That was a little bit awkward there for David Silva. Well, we've played just over an hour. Space Cities won, Space United won, a half hour to go. Josinovic away. Partida settles it down into the feet of Zavala. Dorwart looking to turn. He wins a throw. As it stands so far, as we had talked about the drama of Space United's comeback from 2-0 down and the drama of Bay City's comeback of 1-0 down 2 weekends ago, both of these two teams being able to each get a draw. And as clock continues to go to 90. It gets more dramatic. It's Josiah Romero and a wonderful save by David Silva. That's some top-notch stuff from the away side goalkeeper. He hasn't had a ton to do, but that really bothered him. He's had to make that save. Otherwise, it was headed for top bins. Miguel Guerrero to take. Anybody lining up in the queue? Guerrero, it's off of the head of Dorwart. And now, Jonathan Partida. We talked about Partida being such a Bay Area lad. One of my favorite quotes to read out about him was a piece done a few weeks ago on Bay City's website, where he says, "I have the Bay Area slang, culture, swag, taste of music, and hyphy movement in my blood. This all gave me the experience of growing up with diverse cultures and ethnicities, which I loved." And the former coach, Arturo Orozco, said that Partida had outstanding leadership skills, passion for the game, so motivational, enthusiastic, it's infectious. Of course, Orozco had to leave just before the beginning of the season. That's why Eddie Hernandez, he's the coach of this team. This is Romero for Ray Dorwart, and he's offside. Well, that was a triumphant build-up by Bay Cities, but they just were not able to stay onside there. Eddie Hernandez, coach of this Bay Cities team, said it is a whirlwind. He didn't think he was going to have the role, but he thought he was just going to put his 2 cents in, and he says this role just came up, and Anders, the club founder, who we heard from at halftime here, says, "Would you like the head coach role? Can you step up, please?" And he said yes to the role. And he realizes it's a huge platform, we all play soccer or are lovers of the game. He also is very conscious of football being a business. And sometimes the fun is too much business. There's Guerrero off of the hand of Dorwart, not called by the referee, and away there by Forjor for a throw-in for Bay Cities. And lastly on Eddie Hernandez, he told me coaching is just a name. It's what you do with the title. Guerrero, and now Partida. Josiah Romero, who's really been active and lively in this second half, along with his counterpart on the opposite wing, Ray Dorwart. They manufacture something for Bay Cities. Is Romero. Now Victor Parra he's onside, he's through here, it's Victor Parra, saved by the goalkeeper. Josiah Romero saved by the goalkeeper again, and Silva comes up big. Well, Victor Parra was through in on goal. Josiah Romero looked to pick up the loose ball as it came into his pathway, where Victor Parra fends off a defender. Goalkeeper Silva goes to ground, makes that one, and then the follow-up shot there by Josiah Romero, also saved by David Silva. He's becoming very, very key for his team. Substitution for Space United. And a corner now for the home side. It just goes wide by Kinnear. for Jor. And he was looking to send the ball into the pathway of the substitute, Manav Gill. On the turn, this is Victor Para. Still Para. His cross hangs up in the air, headed away there by Junior Chamilio. And Nahar, still Miguel Nahar, and now Miguel Guerrero for Victor Para. He wants it on his left foot. Stolen away, it's Ray Dorwart, and it's just wide. Ray Dorwart. And this Bay Cities team getting closer and closer to a second goal. And you could see the away goalkeeper there, David Silva, he's fired up. Doesn't want to concede another one. Bay Cities probes. Space United defends. And it's really been a good half thus far for Bay Cities. Away by Tomo Josinovic. Again by the center back. And Partida is fouled again. And Karsimi Kone needs to be careful because he is a yellow card already. Only got a talking to from the ref. Both strikers on yellow cards, Derek Avila and Karsimi Kone. For Space United, Mario Valderrama. And assistant, Ariel Helsumino. Argentine, born to Italian parents. And a really nice chat with him before the game. And Camila Tobasia, again the founder of Space United. Is Chamilio. Couple substitutions on that far side for Bay Cities. Here is Miguel Guerrero, the face of this Bay Cities team. Victor Para. And now Nahar. Once more for Guerrero. It's Carlos Zavala now. Still Carlos Zavala looking for that run from Ray Dorwart. Karsimi Kone. And he's taken to ground by Josinovic, and he's got to be careful here, Josinovic. He's also on a yellow card. I think he's going to get his final warning from the referee. Free kick coming now for Space United. Coming up on almost the final 15 minutes of this match. Crossed on in, but comes off of the back of Ray Dorwart. Excellent defending with a one-person wall. Ray Dorwart. Marshall down. Is Space United throw-in. Goalkeeper change coming for Bay Cities. And Josinovic and Karsimi Kone, as you can see, run into each other there. And off to the outside of your picture, Alan Cruz is substituted. And again, Cruz was about 80-90% coming into this game. And the referee's having a chat here as well. Fourth official and Vince Apple having a talk. Well, it looks like the goalkeeper is going to come back for a second. I guess he had to change his gloves. Actually, never seen that before. As one goalkeeper has to come off, change his gloves, and come back on. But surely you wouldn't have wasted 2 substitutions doing that. That must have been something that the fourth official may have allowed. It was certainly interesting. And Cody Jacobs is having a laugh about that on the far side. So Alan Cruz continues in goal. Crossed on in. Away by Miguel Guerrero, and off to the races is Ray Dorwart. He has Josiah Romero with him. On his right. Finds Partida, who plays a nice ball down the right flank. This is Romero. He's budged off the ball by Forjor, who is fouled. Wusu Forjor has made some really good tackles in this game. Really sturdy in that back line for Space United. Away by Kinnear, into the pathway of Nahar. And a throw in now for Space United. Quickly taken on the turn. This is Manavjil, still Manavjil. He is upended there by Carlos Zavala. A free kick coming now for Space United. Standing behind this free kick is Carlos Loreto and Manavjil. It's going to be Manavjil! Well, that was not too far off. Manavjil. The substitute almost scores the winner. Speaking of winners, is there going to be a winner in this game is the question. To wait and see. If you ask both of these two teams, they'll say, sure, why not leave it to the 93rd, 94th minute? They're used to it. Here's Karsimi Kone, runs the ball down on that left side. Defended well by Tomo Jozinovic. Taken here, crossed on in, and it just goes over the outstretched head of Kobe Jacobs. There's Manavjil's. And I believe Alan Cruz has that covered. And on comes Milan Rosic for Tomo Jozinovic. Well, Milan Rosic slotting in that back line now. Here's Nahar. Away there throw in for the home side. Yeah, and you can see the shadows kind of start to creep in here from the sequoia trees here at Sequoia High School. On this track in this late tea time kickoff. 5 p.m. kickoff. So nicely lit. And you can see the shadows just starting to creep in on the bottom of your screen as we enter to the final 12-13 minutes of this match, plus stoppage time. Kinnear, who scored a goal at the end of the first half, wants to add to that. This is Victor Pata, who's really been that center forward hold-up player today for his team, and yet, no, I'm sure he'd love to have a goal. Had a good effort that was saved by David Silva. Quickly taken by Partida. Nahar. Loreto. It's been a bright spot for Space United. Again, kind of the conductor of the orchestra, but here comes Jonathan Partida, the captain, onto the feet of Josiah Ramiro! Josiah Ramiro scores for Bay Cities. What a finish it is! But kudos to the captain, Jonathan Partida, who won the ball up high as the home side was pressing high, and he flicked a lovely ball on his left foot to Josiah Ramiro. Bay Cities has the lead here. Bay Cities 2, Space United 1. And look at that ball from Jonathan Partida to Josiah Romero. Well, there's 10 minutes to go in this game, plus a little bit of stoppage time. I know that that will delight Eddie Hernandez. So doing a bit of a t-shirt toss in front of our broadcast position here. Getting fans involved. Really good stuff. Now Bay Cities, can they kind of just see this through in this final 10 minutes or so? Another substitution for the home team, Bay Cities. It's Eric Martinez. That's Carlos Zavala right there with his hands on his hips. He's put in a good shift here in this second half. Josiah Romero has that match-winning goal so far as it stands, but Space United have other ideas, potentially in stoppage time. They scored 2 in stoppage time 2 weeks ago. Bay Cities, they scored 1 in stoppage time 2 weeks ago. But fans here just want to see them hold this lead. Of course, the shot there by Victor Parra doesn't really bother the goalkeeper, but if they can hold this lead, it would be a big 3 points and potentially, just potentially, get them to be second in this section. Cross comes in here and flicked away as Space United cannot clear their lines. On here by Kobe Jacobs. That's stolen back by Partida. Comes off of Rosic. And Rosic and the goalkeeper run into each other. Well, that was slightly awkward there between those two. They both look okay. Now Owusu Forjor. His ball on the far side. And out for a Bay Cities throw. And you can see they're defending this. Rosic goalkeeper Cruz. Alan Cruz is down on the ground and needs a little bit of medical attention. I think he just had the wind knocked out of him there in that collision. And they might have to bring the backup goalkeeper back on again after he came on for about 30 seconds because Alan Cruz had to change his gloves out. Alan Cruz and Rosic were not on the same page there, unfortunately. Cruz comes in with his knee there, probably meeting Rosic in that sequence, but he's back up on his feet. He's okay. Just around 6 minutes to go here. This is Partida. Into the pathway of Victor Parra. But stolen in the back line. Free kick now coming for Space United. It's going to be taken by Diego Garcia. Into the pathway here of Manav Gill. Excuse me, Manav Gill. And the header is in! The equalizer. And it was Junior Chamilio. And there are Space United fans here cheering their team on. Junior Chamilio. Well, look at this cross here from Manav Gill, and it is Junior Chamilio. And that is his second goal in this NISA Independent Cup. He scored late 2 weekends ago, and he gets this one for his team deep into the match. All to do here in this last 4 minutes or so as Space United gets one in this second half. But again, Junior Chamilio, he has to be happy with that performance. Beating Cruz, the goalkeeper comes out, David Silva, and he has to palm that one away for a corner. Rather, I guess the ball had already crossed the line there. Final 3 minutes plus stoppage time. Well, you want drama, you've got drama between these two teams. Josiah Ramiro goal, the Junior Chamilio goal. There's Loreto on the turn. Milan Rosic into the feet of Partida. Takes an awkward bounce and Alan Cruz has to deal with it. Kept in though. Here's Kobe Jacobs, dispossessed. Now Rosic just wants to hoof it away. Bay City's having a difficult time clearing their lines finally into the feet of Carlos Zavala. Partida. Just finally cleared away for a Space United throw. You can see Mario Valderrama, their coach, just run down the sideline for a ball. As Space United has a little bit of momentum heading up into this final couple of minutes. This is Derek Avila. And now Zavala for Ramiro, who's onside. Ramiro. And it's just wide. Well, Eric Martinez had to go from there. Brought down there by Kobe Jacobs. Handled by Alan Cruz. Here is Partida. Guerrero almost steals the ball high up there, and he does, but his second touch kind of let him down. And there is Diego Garcia. And he's got a throw for his team. Nahar goes to ground. He's going to need some attention. Have to see how much stoppage time is on for both of these two teams. Nahar still down on the ground. Referee Vince Apple Chiarella having a chat with him. Not sure how much stoppage time, but I would assume there's probably going to be about 4 minutes, just based on the stoppages that we've had. Here's the goal scorer, Chimilio. And a yellow card now issued to the Space United bench. Salto in the game now, also for Bay Cities.
The other card has been issued to the head coach for Space United.
Free kick now going Bay Cities' way. Two all the score in this ground, Sequoia High School. Again, both of these two teams want to make it to NISA next year. They both very much excited about that prospect and very much in the community with what they do.
This was indicated there will be 2 minutes of added time to the second.
Just 2 minutes of added time, and we've played 1 minute and 40 seconds. You have to think that that final whistle is any time, but you never know with these two teams. As Eric Martinez came out to bother David Silva. Throw in here for Space United. Played about 2 minutes of the two. Again, the fans in this stadium potentially want that last minute winner. Space United wants a last minute winner. They're both used to scoring last minute equalizers, and that is the final whistle between these two sides. Bay Cities 2, Space United 2. We'll go ahead and take a look quickly at the highlights here as we wrap up. A point apiece in this section in the Pacific. And referees are surrounded. Here was the opening goal there by Space United's Aiden Genovese. only to be answered by David Kinnear in that first half, 1-1 at half. And look at that ball by Jonathan Partida into the pathway of Josiah Romero, and he slots that home beautifully. It was 2-1 for Bay Cities. They thought they had the 3 points. They scrapped and they clawed. They had an excellent second half here. That was Josiah Romero and what that meant to him and his celebration, only to be answered by a final little chip and header by Junior Chamilio, his second for Space United FC. Both these two clubs are well poised, not just on the field, but in the community as well. A pleasure and privilege to bring this to you here on the Bay Area Online Sports Network. I'd like to thank our crew today and everybody for putting the work in that they do in building community right here. So, the final score from Sequoia High School, Terramere Field in Redwood City, California, the NISA Independent Cup. It is Bay Cities FC 2, Space United FC 2. Thanks so much. Take care. Get vaccinated when you can and as soon as possible. Take care of your loved ones and hug a loved one when you can. We all need more love in this world. Good night.